So let's talk about the depth of our offering. So this reminds me of the question, what does the $125 registration fee actually means to you? Obviously, you are a brand new business owner. You just joined the business. You may or may not be licensed at this point, right? But it's important for you to understand what are you getting from that registration fee that you paid for when you signed the AMA. Because I promise you, this will blow your mind, right? And so, you know, what I love about what we do is that the company, WaltWave, already provides us the mission, the vision, and the system. So all you got to do is really see that vision for yourself as well and understand how would it change your life and your family's life and go from there, right? So there is two key things that we actually do in our business. First is we help people take care of their financial houses. We walk them through the process of identifying their gaps in their finances and create strategies for them, whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's building, a solid and robust emergency fund, whether it's identifying and implementing the right and adequate life insurance protection for them, whether it's looking at their retirement, where to put their money, how can they make sure that they're actually mitigating risk of taxation and inflation at the same time, right? So that's us helping people put their financial house in order. Second is we help people build a business of their own, and that is through the WaltWave business platform, right? And so the key thing is I want you to understand how does it look like for somebody who wants to start a business, and we're talking about a traditional business. First and foremost, you got to have some capital. You have to have some money, right? Second is maybe you have to, identify the perfect location or on where you want to have the establishment or an office, right? If it's a restaurant, where is the best location for a restaurant, right? Do you have good traffic, right? What's, the population of people there? So you have to take care of all those stuff first. Now, with us, we actually eliminate all of those headaches of a traditional business in our business platform. And it's because, hey, for just $125, you actually already have access to the system. And all you need to do is not shake the boat, but actually follow, be coachable, because there are so many people already that have come before you that have succeeded by following the system, right? So let's talk about the power of our cause. And what I love about what we do is we're not just here trying to make money. We're not just here because we know that financial industry pays handsomely to people who work hard. But we're here because we change lives. And we get paid because we help people. So that's a different scenario. That's a different perspective of looking at it, right? And I think that's more inspirational and that's more powerful. So the power of our cause, we believe in no family left behind. Now, don't get me wrong, we actually have financial tools that are available for the wealthy and that the wealthy are actually utilizing. But we're more passionate about helping the middle income Americans, which we believe are the ones most left behind when it comes to money. They are the ones working hard every single day of their lives. They're the ones clocking in and clocking out. But they're the ones that's also not making enough money. So they end up, working until 65 years old or even beyond retirement just to make ends meet. And I'm glad that, I joined the business because I actually started out with me. Otherwise, myself and my family will also be left behind, right? So for me, that's really powerful. When I think about talking to people about what we do, I always start with thinking of what would life be for me if I did not start the business, right? So understand the power of our cause. Helping people is a big task. Helping people is not a faint of heart. You will be blessed when you do the right things. Second is, let's understand the power of vision. Once in a while, there's a revolutionary idea that comes into an old industry. And we are changing the way financial services or financial products are actually distributed to the market. First and foremost, we, as a broker-dealer with the highest percentage of women advisors, like I said earlier, is changing the facade of the industry. We are changing how financial services is delivered to people. And we're doing that through financial education. We're doing that through financial literacy, right? And so our vision is to build, to help a lot of people by building the biggest broker dealer in the country. And how are we going to do that? Now, I understand that in the business that we're in Wolfway, we're actually standing in the greatness of giants. Our leadership is a prime example of greatness. They are people like me who started just like me, just like where I'm at today, and just like where you're at today, right? And if you just stick with the fire, if you just be coachable, if you just follow the journey, focus on the journey, not necessarily too much on the results right away. A well executed journey actually will deliver you the best results, right? And then so it makes me feel good. And that should also make you feel great that you are in a business not by yourself, but for yourself. And you're doing this with people who stands with you, people with the same vision, people who have big dreams like you do, and people who are ready to serve, right? And so when I hear about the word giants and greatness, right? I mean, honestly, sometimes it kind of makes me feel invincible because I am in a business opportunity wherein I only paid in the beginning when I signed up $125, but this is what I'm getting, right? I am getting the inspiration. I am getting the crusade. I am getting the vision. And I am getting the system on how to do things, right? I am learning how to become a business owner. Now, third is let's talk about the power of support. We obviously have our main office, our headquarters in Georgia, and we have 500 employees. And they're there sitting in the office every day, but they work for us. Our home office is actually our paymaster. They take care of our compliance. They take care of our marketing, right? Legal issues. Just imagine you don't have to actually be sitting down right now, flipping through, hundreds of pages of paper just to understand what are the current rules and regulations right now in the industry that we have to understand because it impacts our business. We don't do that. All we need to do is take care of what we need to do best. And that's looking for people who need us. And that's sitting down with individuals and families who need to be taught financial education. And that's sitting down with families who are underserved by the traditional financial services industry, right? And showing them the path to become financially independent. So we have that support in our business. Just imagine that for $125 when you signed up from your AMA. Now, my husband operates an engineering business. And I imagine when we started his business, he used up all of his retirement money, used up all of his 401k, lost a lot of weight dealing with issues. He's the owner of the company, he's the HR manager, right? He hires people and he had to take care of all the processes, invoicing and things like that. We don't have to worry about that in the business that we do. All of that have been taken care of because we have a system in place. We have a system that works, right? So all we need to do is follow it. Let's look at the mentoring model that we have. So mentorship is one of the things that I'm super grateful for, with this business. I imagine I worked as a nurse for over a decade. And I remember that, people used to tell me before, hey, nurses eat their youngs. And I saw that in front of my eyes. And, when you work in corporate America or in some bureaucratic environment, a lot of times you never really get recognized for what you do. Sometimes you get called to your manager's office because why? You did something wrong. And now they're noticing you because you did something wrong, right? They're not here. When we talk about mentorship, imagine where you're at right now and all the goals and dreams that you have in your heart and in your mind. And I want to get you inspired of the many examples that we have in this office, right? People who started just like you and walked it through, endured through the hardships and the obstacles, and just stuck with the system, with the leadership, and just stayed close to the fire. And now look at them, right? You can decide whether to be just like them, follow their path, or someone who quits along the way and we never see again, right? And then so the mentorship model of our business is something to be highly appreciated. Imagine somebody who's been in the industry for a decade or two, and they're going to take their time personally to actually teach you, take you under their wings, mentor you, right? Walk you through the process, take you through the business pipeline from where you are today, and you come out of the business pipeline as a polished financial professional, as somebody who's licensed. Not only that, you're going to end up building a big base shop or a big team, and you'll become a big leader in the industry, a big leader in Wolf Wave, right? A better version of you in your family, in your community, right? All of that because the environment has already been set up for us. The culture is already here. All you need to do is show up, engage, and assimilate yourself into the culture and the environment. All of that is yours for the taking, right? And so the mentorship here that we have grows with you. While I'm teaching you and mentoring you through the business, you're growing at the same time I'm growing too. I love that, right? And also, it's designed to also build you as a mentor. And so anything that has been given to me by my mentors and the leaders that have come before me, the support, the love, right? The motivation, the inspiration, everything that I received, I have an equal opportunity to do the same for you. So I will take you through the process, see you become independent and become so good in the business, and you actually become a mentor yourself as well to the teams that you will build and the people that you will come across with. That's very noble right there. And also, that mentorship environment never stops. You just think about a business opportunity wherein the support is there for a lifetime. Whatever level in the business you are at right now, there are always the right mentors that will be there for you in those different phases in your business. And they're there to help you grow. So let's talk about power in our corner. Now, earlier I talked about, the 500 employees that works for us in the WFG headquarters, taking care of our day-to-day activities. So all we need to do is, like I said, hey, we do what we do best. We do the hard work, right? We look for people who are looking for us. We share the business opportunity to them. We teach them financial concepts. We identify their financial gaps, and we recommend products and solutions that best fits them in an effort to get them into their financial goals and dreams. Now, what's power in our corner? So aside from helping us in our day-to-day activities in the field, those employees in our headquarters also actually takes care of, legal and compliance. They take care of events, right? The trainings, the websites, and things like that. So let me go over that one at a time. So you have actually a company website here. You don't have to pay for that, right? So understanding that if you are operating a traditional business, you will have to pay for all of this. This comes at a cost, right? But here, all of that is already provided for us. So, in terms of creating your brand, in terms of marketing yourself, you definitely can utilize very well all those websites that's there for you, okay? Next is the trainings that we have here are comprehensive and they are world class. Now, I imagine myself when I first started in the business, what got me very passionate here, that made me stuck, through the hard times. One of them is the environment and the leadership and the trainings. And I love coming here even when during the time that I wasn't making the money that I want to make yet, right? Because the dream was sold to me. I love the culture. I love the feeling that I get when I'm around people who are dreamers. And imagine the events that we have, right? We have an annual convention, company convention in Vegas, wherein you have the chance to mingle and meet with different leaders from different parts of the country, even Canada and Puerto Rico, right? You see the diversity of the company. You see the different leaders that have become successful in their own rights in the business. And they're there to inspire you, share you their stories, and, tell you how they made it, right? Share with you what got them going, what kept them inspired through the hard times, right? And, in Wolf Wave, we also have our yearly leadership conference, and we do that every January. And that's a smaller version of the company convention that we do every July. And so you come in, you plug into that environment, not just because you want to make money, but because you want to win in all aspects of your life, right? Because the examples that you're gonna see there is not just success when it comes to money, but it's full package success in every areas of their lives, right? They're better spouses. Our leaders are better wives, better husbands, they're better sisters, better daughters, better friends, right? Because our environment is amazing. And you get that for how much? 125, right? And also, you know, you own the right to the income stream in this business. You imagine, you get yourself vested at the marketing director level, right? And once you become a senior marketing director, even if you leave the company, those residual incomes, the trails, you still can actually earn that. And in the event that you pass away, your family can actually continue to make that money or receive that money. So think about not just, changing your life right now while you're alive, but changing, the lives of the many generations that will come before you. That's legacy building, right? And then so that's powerful right there. Let's also talk about industrial strength, right? I talked about Aegon in my former video, in my previous video earlier. Well, Aegon is our mother company in the Netherlands with over 20,000 employees, right? And our broker dealer is Transamerica Financial Advisors. So think about the branding and the name that we carry with us. And we carry their history as well. More than 100 years old, serving people in the marketplace. Live a better retirement life. Get properly protected. Strengthen their emergency funding. Send their kids to college. What we do is noble. And what we do is relevant and people need us. So I want you to look at this, everything that I talked about, and ask yourself, is it worth it? What's in it for me to join this business? Yes, you signed up for a cost. Nothing free comes in this life. Nothing worthwhile is free, right? So that's a little bit of your skin in the game right there. $125, but in exchange for what? That is how deep our offering is. And, I just want to remind you, hey, the power is in your hands. This is available for your taking right here, right now, in this moment.